that's bristling with talent, batting talent at the top of the order. But as we well know, Anjum, Smriti Mandhana failed here in the last match against Pakistan. How do you think the team batted, knowing that their talisman didn't score?
I don't think there was a pressure on the Indian team, to be honest. They were very aware that Smriti hasn't done well, and Poonam Rawat wasn't striking the ball well. I think the trouble was that the Indian team losing wickets consistently and not going forward, making any partnership. That was a cause of concern. And then going towards the 50th over, not having any base, whereby any partnership giving them the confidence that yes, they can go forward and probably look to build a score where they would likely want it to be.
Lisa?
Yeah, I think that was the India of old because they didn't take those risks when they were batting. So they were lucky that they had that partnership right at the end.
That got them to
169.
Knowledge, good stuff that, very good. Good to have a different point of view, you see. Let's get a point of view on the pitch right here. It's a new one. Ian Bishop is right there, he's standing on it.
Yes, it is indeed a fresh surface compared to what the last couple of games have been played on here at Derby. First thing you tell you, there's no wind, the sun is out, hopefully it'll stay that way. And just on, even though it's a new pitch, it's a fresh pitch, it looks a little bit white in colour to me. There's not that nice green tinge that I like to see as a seam bowler. So that just might indicate that the ball will slide on to the bat kind of slowly, slower than in the past, and it may turn a little bit later in the game. So that's why I'm looking. I think the decision to bat first is a kind of a wise one, because I think it could slow down later in the day.
Well, yeah, you'd like to say that India will get runs on this, because when they bat first, they're looking at 250 plus. And I want to turn this on to Sri Lanka's fielding and their bowling, Lisa, because they had that wonderful 178 from Adapatu, but their fielding looked a bit below what was required.
Yeah, and you'll find
what was that? What was the reason for that?
I just don't think that there's powerful batters within Sri Lanka on a whole. Adapatu is a rarity, and they're not used to the ball coming at pace to them, and that's what it looked like. They were rushed. So hopefully the coaching staff has done some work. They would have seen after their last 3 games against the top sides what they need to do from a fielding point of view. Their bowlers just need to get it in the right area, and unfortunately their fielders need to back it up.
Yeah, and the bowlers as well. You just felt it looked all too easy for Meg Lanning in that run chase down in Bristol, and I just wonder today if the bowlers will feel that pressure again today.
They will going forwards, because Meg Lanning is an attacking player. She comes hard at you. She's not going to miss any scoring opportunity let go by. If it's a boundary ball, it will get to the boundary. It's not going to be a single. For the Indians, they are well aware that they've got big strikers of the cricket ball as well. But yes, the difference of making an ordinary delivery into a run-scoring one is the only thing which is missing between Meg Lanning's batting and the Indian batting.
This is, of course, Chamari Adapatu. I tell you what, Meg Lanning won't be scoring boundaries today, Anjum, because she's not playing. What's the just quick comment on that? Meg Lanning is out of the Australian team today.
Shoulder, just to give her a bit more time to recover with rehab. Obviously, a game against Pakistan, they want to rest her. Australia have got England in their next fixture, so they want to get their players right. Rachel Haynes comes into the side, and she's going to captain the side as well, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it certainly is exciting. If you absolutely, we've got 3 matches here. Not quite a Super Sunday, but it's what day is it? Wednesday, isn't it? It's a wicked Wednesday. What about that? We got 3 matches for you, and got to tell you that we're in Derby here, of course, Sri Lanka, India. We're in Bristol for England against South Africa. That's a big one there, because both teams there with 3 wins apiece, and then it's Pakistan against Australia in Leicester. That's just down the road, and for the Australians, as we've just seen, there is no Meg Lanning. Right, our man in Leicester should be there, Simon Dooley. Dooley, are you there?
Well, the good news start of all is it's a beautiful day here in Leicester. Ground looks fantastic. The pitch looks pretty good as well. News from the toss, though, that Australia have won and elected to bat. And the big news, we had Rachel Haynes out here in the middle for the toss. There's no sign of Meg Lanning today. Struggling with that shoulder injury. So as far as Australia are concerned, they welcome back Rachel Haynes. She was the leading run scorer in the World Cup in 2013 for Australia. So nice to have a captain back in that mix. As far as Pakistan are concerned, they've been disappointing, very disappointing in their last match. And Sana Mir talked about that at the toss with me. They need to improve. They've learnt from that last game about what to do and what to expect as far as cricket matches are concerned and as far as sport is concerned. So Australia clear favourites going into this match today. Everything looks looks really in good order here in Leicester. Pakistan are going to have to improve. They've lost 3 on the bounce. Australia, they made a couple of changes, 1-3 on the bounce. They look like the form team throughout this tournament. I expect them to take it comfortably.
Yeah, good match that going on in Leicester. I tell you what, we had a great bowling performance here. Edgar Bish, left arm spin, low arm, difficult to get away, 5 for 18. Do you see her featuring again today?
Yeah, and I'll see her featuring with the new ball. And I think that the main thing is it wasn't the spin that got him. It was the little arm ball tailing back into the right-handers and trapping them in front. As you can see, she picked up the first 3 wickets that way. But really strong for India to have someone like Ekta Bish in their camp, because she bowls at such a good line and length and always is challenging the batters.
You know, the best thing is that she's not a big turner of the cricket ball. A lot of left-arm spinners get done in because they're expected to be turning the ball away from the right-hander. But because she's not a big turner of the cricket ball, the ball comes in with the arm or it just stays straight. And that's where the batters who've not played her or not picked her get to lose their wicket. And that's the strength that she has.
On this particular day with these 3 matches that we have we reached the point of the tournament where the teams have to go up a gear now, really start to convey a message?
If you listen to all of the captains when they talk at the end of the match, there's no easy match and they have to keep building, because all of a sudden we're coming to the pointy end of the competition where these 2 points are going to be crucial for the teams to qualify for the semi-finals.
And India, they're going to make it 4 out of 4 today?
Absolutely. They've started well.
You never say anything different, do you?
I still like to stay optimistic, you know. I think India should have a nice game here, but eventually come out winners.
Lovely. Thanks, Anjum. Lisa, lovely. Great talking with you as always. Just confirmation of the toss. India have won it. New pitch here in Derby, and Sri Lanka got a mountain to climb because India will be batting first.
Big shout for leg before the wicket, and it's given! She's gone for 21, and New Zealand are 85 for 2. The new batsman to the crease is Katie Martin. The lap goes straight in the air as her inside edge. It is, he's got 2 wickets in 3 balls. Uppish for a moment, but gets it away through cover to the boundary, and that'll be Susie Bates' half-century. Big shout for leg before, and she's given! Bates must go.
What? Against England, another one back, turned, not turned enough to miss leg stump. And another one in favour of the Australians. Nicely played, fine. Racing across the turf, all the way into the boundary. Lovely. Beautiful timing through the offside. Oh, edge and gone. Peterson goes for 7 from 14. 147 for 6 now, New Zealand.
And that marks her half-century. Well played indeed by Katie Perkins. Her third 50 in limited overs internationals. Coming up in 57 balls. For 2. They're going to race back for 2. Obstructed and taken, run out. Good work from Healy. It's immediately given. But it's a 7 wicket to go for New Zealand. Using her feet, Birmingham, but stumped. Birmingham gone for 35s. Clever, but straight around the corner. Taken. The 9th wicket falls for New Zealand. 218 for 9.
Siraj, the captain, winning the toss, and they've elected to bat. Has been their format this tournament. They express the desire to get some runs on the board. Sri Lanka, India is the matchup today. India just making the one change. Veda Krishnamurthy comes in. Mona Meshram has been left out. So just the one change in that Indian playing 11 from the last game. Couple of changes in the Sri Lankan team as I introduced Melanie Jones this morning.
Thank you, Sanjay. Yes, 2 changes for Sri Lanka in a must-win game. Prasadani, Werakodi and Chandramaguratna are in. Hashita Madhavi and Ashani Laksurya make way for them. Big change there for Laksurya. She's been one of the stalwarts of the Sri Lankan side. But in a must-win game, they need their top order to fire, chasing down whatever India puts up. And they need their bowlers to restrict them to half-decent total.
Yeah, bold move from Sri Lanka to leave out someone as experienced as Lokusurya, but her form has been down and time running out for Sri Lanka. They have to win today to stay in contention. They haven't won a single game up till now in the tournament, while India have been on a winning run, undefeated so far in the tournament. Form is high. Sri Lanka need a turnaround. The batters have got runs, Sri Lanka. That's something that you can say. Twice in this tournament, scores in excess of 200. Somehow, they've not been able to beat their opposition in all departments of the game. That's
means that 4th position is going to be hard fought. A reminder to everyone, it's the top 4 teams that go through to the semi-finals. And at the moment, with 3 teams sitting on 0 points, you'd think it'd be very hard for them to make it through. So it's getting a bit of a logjam around the middle.
good game for India in the last match, purely because the key player, the key batters failed, and despite that they were able to win the game. It's when the bowlers came to the fore. So India was tested in that match. So the all-round strength of India coming through that last match that they played against Pakistan.
Yeah, I think that's why they made that change too. Mona Meshram had an opportunity with the top order not producing the bulk of the runs to get India out of a situation where they weren't getting up to that 250 mark. So Veda Krishnamurthy gets her opportunity today. Aggressive middle order batter.
For the national anthem.
शुभ
being played out. Players lined up in front of all these kids, and what a moment for them to be standing next to an international player on the cricket field where they'll see an international match about to start. Interesting when you look at the track record of these two teams against each other. 24 matches, India have won 23. The only one that they've lost, Melanie, you would know, was in a World Cup.
Yeah, 2013 World Cup in India. They didn't have a great series, finishing 7th on that occasion. India, it was Sri Lanka's best ever result, finishing. However, when you look at history, it does tell quite a dire story for Sri Lanka. They're up against a team that they've hardly ever beaten, and they're up against a team that's flying at the moment. 3 from 3 wins, top of the table, and there's just something really enjoyable watching about India at the moment. They've got a little spark in the field, they've got confidence with their top order, and their spinners are doing the job.
The batting has come good, that's for sure, for Sri Lanka. Attapattu getting that record-breaking 178 not out versus Australia. Shashikala Sriwardena, former captain, so among the runs. As I said, twice they've got in excess of 200 runs in this tournament. Just not able to win games.
Yeah, it's still below par, isn't it? They've certainly improved the way in which they go about compiling totals, Sri Lanka, and they're more consistently getting up to that 200 mark.
Saw that the cameraman just having a little fall there, trying to capture the pictures. Hope he's okay. Good to see the players immediately rushing to him and seeing whether he's okay.
That usually happens all the way around the world too, when someone has a little bit of a tumble. Most people see the humorous side to it all. So they're the two teams for today's big clash here in Derby. India winning the toss, and I don't think Mitali Raj had any hesitancy in batting first. And in terms of Sri Lanka, well, starting with the 3 losses against 3 of the big teams of the tournament, New Zealand, Australia and England. Doesn't get any easier today against India in Derby. And then they'll be certainly looking at a win today and then possibly taking out as well to try and knock on the door of finals.
Interesting also on this pitch, although it's a new pitch that we have for today's game, we've seen spinners getting more wickets. We've been talking about overcast conditions. There was a match that was abandoned because of weather conditions, but the spinners getting the bulk of the wickets, especially for India. 18 of the 28 wickets that they've picked in this tournament have been by spinners. Let's see how this girl goes today. Smriti Mandhana has taken the World Cup by storm with not just the scores, the style of batting, the way she plays. Excellent stroke player. Poonam Raut actually compliments her pretty well.
Yeah, they've teamed up at the top of the order after Deepti Sharma was opening up with Poonam Raut. World record 320 only a couple of months ago, but with Mandhana recovering from that knee injury and coming back into the side, they've gone with the left-hand, right-hand combination, and it's worked well for them so far. Tripali Werakoti will be opening up the bowling. Pretty good economy rate there, still looking for a first fifer. We've had 2 of those in this tournament so far. Holly Huddleston from New Zealand and Ekta from India.
More an economical bowler. I think she's got a reputation of keeping runs down. Not so much a wicket taker, just a couple of 3-wicket hauls in her 77 one-dayers. So she's more 10 overs, 20 runs, 30 runs bowler. Interesting field, not too much of attacking or catching men around, and the men that are around catching are in very unorthodox or unexpected positions. A gully and a short leg, the two catching people. First ball.
Yeah, just gentle, medium pace. The action that Virakoti has means that the ball will be shaping predominantly into the right-hander. Poonam Rawat will be used to that because of the games that she's played here so far. She had Anya Shrubsole doing pretty much the same, but at a slightly quicker pace against England.
Intrigued, Mel, by that fielder at short leg, considering the pace at which she bowls. Maybe that fielder is there not to take a bat pad or a catch of where the batter is fending the ball, more hitting in that direction in the air.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Poonam Rawat likes to get on the front foot. She's only small in stature. Most of the pace bowling deliveries that I've seen her play during this World Cup, she tries to get on the front foot, uses the pace through the offside. However, that second delivery was still reasonably full delivery and she's played back to it.
Actually, I like the field. It's a nice way to put pressure on the batter. It's a different field. Because she's so slow, as we've seen, suddenly the batter is thinking, I've got to be careful about playing my shots, not keep the ball in the air, because there's a ring of 3 fielders for that slightly uppish shot. The offside a couple. The short leg has moved closer to the pitch.
And again, you don't see that. Coming in.
Krishnamurthy in. Mishram gets a break. And talking of changes in the team, Sri Lanka making a couple, out of which one, Chandima Gunaratne, who's come into this Sri Lankan playing 11, is the one with the ball right now.
Just had the one game against England so far. Sorry, New Zealand in game 1.
There he saw the slowness of pace. Just getting Mandhana to play a little bit early. Calculations would be made very quickly about the slowness of the bowlers and the pitch.
Yeah, a couple of things stand out straight away, wasn't it? It was the lack of pace on the delivery. Left arm, round arm action. And also a little lack of bounce as well. Mandana, though, very watchful early. They know that this is a new pitch.
Don't get too ruled by tradition, Sri Lankans. So again, the field, very unusual. 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. To begin with, now you've got a short leg, something you don't expect. You'd normally get a slip before a short leg, but there's no slip. This is a forward short leg. You've got a left arm spinner bowling round. And you've got a long on and a very straight, deep mid-wicket. Runs. Should get a couple. Good sliding stop. Should have come back for the third. One small area of improvement right from that first match. Been watching with India. Been brilliant so far. But just the running between the wicket gets slightly better.
I'm with you there, Sanjay. And I know we've mentioned it numerous occasions that Smriti Mandana has come back from an ACL injury, so her confidence probably more so in the terms of the actual technique of turning between the wickets. So running towards the bottom of the screen now. She's just a little bit ginger coming into the crease.
Big shout. And you wonder why were they so vociferous in the appeal.
I think it's excitement. They've started off with a maiden. They're up for the fight too, which is fantastic. They haven't won a game yet, Sri Lanka. I think it's a good call that they didn't go for the DRS. I think that's come off the pad.
You're right. So clearly that's one thing that we know now from Sri Lanka. They're up for some gamesmanship. Big appeal for that deflection. They knew in their heart it was not off the bat.
You just see here going deep in the crease route. It's just flicked the top of the left pad. Interesting to see how the bowlers now respond. They've obviously got a game plan. They would have sat down and had a good chat about the lines and lengths they wanted to bowl to the Indian opening pair.
Another look at that deflection that came off the pad. 4 runs from the over. 2 overs gone. It's 4 for no wicket.
points against India today, and that's why they've got the 2 catches in there. I think that's great. She's going to go across Mandana with her away swing to the left-hander, so they've got the slip in play. There's quite a square gully. It's almost backward point. So they come into play, and then the catching Atapatu at a short cover.
Let that one go. The 2 umpires for today. Good to see one from Zimbabwe. That's Langton Rusere. Young umpire. Just age 31. Chris Brown from New Zealand. The other umpire, age 44. Standing in his 3rd Women's One Day International.
I'm going to say he's very young too. 44.
Weather conditions today. The sun is out. You can see the players mostly without jumpers.
Aggressive.
Not the way she picked that little gap between 2 fielders.
Qualified the spin by getting it right after the half volley. Ideally you want it on the half volley or even better on the full. But play accordingly.
And that's something you get to see in women's cricket. I've seen all the top order batters, at least from India, show that kind of footwork. Go right to the pitch of the ball on the front foot, right back. See that with Mandhana, we've seen that with Poonam Rawat, you see that with Mithali Raj as well. Another big shout. Shake of the head from the umpire. 4 overs gone, it's 14 for no wicket.
Well, they're creating opportunities here, Sri Lanka. They've had 2 confident shouts. One for a caught behind that was off the pad. This occasion on LBW. Gunaratne turned around and said, yeah, it was probably just sliding down leg.
Again, have a look at the field. Left-hand batter there, 2 fielders deep on the offside, which is actually good thinking because we've seen Mandhana score in that region a lot.
That's right, and it'll change now for Poonam Rawat, who now comes on to strike. So quite a square
Bit of aggression there from Poonam Raut.
Shot. That's a good shot.
And gone. A simple catch. Poonam Raut trying to turn the ball to the leg side, and all that happened was the leading edge that ballooned straight back, and India lose their second wicket.
There is the opportunity for review. They've gone for the review.
Grevy got pitching in line. Go back to the umpiring field, Gavin, when you can, please.
Yes, gone.
The Indian captain, Mitali Raj, gone for 8.
Slightly short, picked up, what a catch! Magnificent catch! Sanamir has pulled off a scorcher. No wonder she is hugged and embraced by her teammates.
Harmanpreet Kaur goes for 10.
It's got it into the gap. It should be 4. It is mistimed off the inner half of the bat. That'd be 1, but over mid-on as well. Because there's a mid-on, there's no one back. Oh, crossed the line.
Jhulan Goswami walks back for 14.
There's the scoop. And with that field, you cannot afford to bowl too straight. Oh, that sounds good. But not good enough. Almost. Diana Begg again. He's given 6. Down that area. This time Begg is under it and holds on safely.
159 for 8.
They'll come back for 2 again. Goalkeeper's end. Keeper's end might have been the area throw, so 2 runs off the last ball of the innings. And India finish on 169 for 9 from their 50 overs.
Given. That's straight. There's a chance here, and it's been given. Jhulan Goswami picks up her first wicket in this World Cup. Side edge, no, says Gregory Braithwaite, and there are no reviews.
Another appeal, and another raise of the finger from Braithwaite. Another one down for Pakistan.
Played on. Tossed up outside the off stump, and Deepti Sharma gets the breakthrough. A 5th Pakistan wicket falls, and India on a march. 24 for 5.
Slower ball, nice shape. They've all gone up, but the umpire doesn't see anything there.
Okay, there's a spike there on ultra edge. We'll go back to the on-field umpire, please.
A successful review, and Pakistan are now 6 down.
All out for 74, and victory by 95 runs.
For India means that Ekta Bisht comes on, and with just her 4th